the hard truth of it is that everybody may not come, and we have to be able to be okay with the fact that the family is so far away. And we're on the other side of the world and possibly not being able to make it home for like emergencies or, just it's 24 hours. It's more than 24 hours away. So if something was to happen, like she keeps saying she has adult kids. So, my oldest is staying behind, possibly the middle child as well.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our podcast. My name is Latora.
And I am Latoya,
and this is Twinspired,
the podcast that's all about real, unfiltered conversation on life, love, business, and everything in between. We are twin sisters on a mission to juggle relationships, parenting, building empires, and creating a family legacy without losing our minds.
So whether you're here for a laugh, some inspiration, or just a little twin magic to brighten your day, you're in the right place.
Let's dive in.
All right, y'all. Hey.
We are back with another episode of the Twinspired podcast.
We are episode 11.
11, you guys.
Time is flying, right? So today we are basically going to discuss the big move when growth means going.
So sis, let's start off with our wins and our good vibes for the week because it's been a lot going on, you guys. So we need to catch up. I've been out of town and doing all the things. So sis, let's start off with you. How's it going?
It's going. That's what's happening. Life is lifing. Getting through it. So my wins for the week, just working. We did get an offer on the house. We're gonna have to work through some details. Mm-hmm. I'm not there yet, but thank God you're working it out. God, I know you got it.
Okay, you got it.
Okay, you got us. But yes, that was somewhat of a win. Once the kinks are ironed out, I think we'll be there. Okay.
Right.
What's the other one? The bads, or what do we call it? The wins and the losses. Losses. Oh, another win, y'all. I just joined a class. Your girl is learning to trade options. So I'm excited about that. Like a new venture, because y'all know we always talking about a pivot. Mm-hmm. And it's not necessarily a pivot for me. I just want to have something else in the back pocket that's making us a little money, because y'all know we going abroad as soon as possible. So the losses, I can't really say right now. I mean, we lost a dear aunt, our favorite aunt, like the dancer, the glue, the games, everything. Like, she was just the sweetest person, and she's not suffering anymore.
Yeah, that's cancer. She's been dealing with her battle for 5 years now. So at the end of the day, we all saw it coming, and everybody had made peace with it at this point. But it's still hard, even knowing that what the transition was and how it was going. It's just good to know that she's finally at peace, and we're just gonna keep her husband and kids and grandkids in our prayers, and just show a lot of love to them at this point.
So what was your wins for the week?
My wins for this week were I got a chance to go to AI Summit. Well, it was a Fuel Profits in Atlanta, me and the hubs. Okay. So it was an amazing weekend. Just being in a room with positive people with the same mindset, people who are ready to grow and learn, and it was just an amazing weekend. We got a chance to meet Neo. His name is Nehemiah Davis. If anybody knows him, he's one of the top speakers. He's a really young guy, but very, very, intelligent. Very. I love someone who's very well spoken, but he always say that you're like as good as your words. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how you present yourself and how you speak, like your words mean a lot. Mm-hmm. So he was an amazing speaker for the weekend. He actually did 3 days worth of like training and just speaking. He ended up bringing people to his mansion. He had like 50 people at his mansion. They shot a live podcast and let some of the VIPs like sit in, watch the podcast and everything like that. So that was so dope. He took pictures with us at the party. Like, I walked up to him, I was like, "Hey, I know you." And then Marvin was like, "Girl, that's Leo." And I was like, "Okay, I thought that was him." And he was like, "What's up?" And then I was like, "Man, can we take a picture with you?" And he was like, "Yeah." So I'm over there trying to take the selfie, and I'm short. He's 6 something, 6'4". I mean 6'3" or whatever. And the person with the short arms should not be the one taking the selfie. So I'm over here trying to take the selfie. And I said, Neil, stop playing. Get this camera. Get this camera. You the 6 foot one. So he started laughing, and he like, man, no, we gonna get somebody else to do it. So he told the camera guy, hey, come on over here and take the picture with us. He was like, y'all want to get in a photo booth, or y'all want to take a picture of the selfie? I was like, no, we good. But he was so cool. And it's just nice to see Black excellence. He's all about teaching. I think he's all about teaching, teaching Black people and young people in general, just about wealth and things like that. So on the last day, he did show up with him and his wife's car. He was able to retire his wife. He bought himself a Lamborghini. Oh, that's right. He bought his wife a Lamborghini truck. So it was so cute that he showed up. He parked his cars in the front, so everybody was able to take pictures with him and just kind of like see where we can all grow and inspire to be. So that was super dope for the weekend. Definitely learned a lot. And like I said, it was just super duper positive vibes all weekend. Everybody was so loving, so just like high energy, and that just gives you like that good boost to know that okay, I'm in the right place, and the transitions and the things that we are doing to continue to grow and continue to add wealth to not only us but hopefully to our kids was nice just to be in that space. What were your losses for the week? Same with you talking about losing our favorite aunt. That was big for us, but I was able to see her this weekend, so that definitely filled my heart. She wasn't fully aware, but she did wake up at some point. I had just got back from this same event, and I still was dressed up really cute. And I was sitting there holding her hand, and she opened her eyes, and she was like, "Where you going? You look so pretty." And I just was like, "Oh, thank you, Auntie." So that was pretty much her last things that she said to me. So that was, something I'll hold me near and dear. So yeah. So today's episode, we are going to talk about the big move when growth means growing. So that can mean, moving to a different state, moving out of what is like your norm, even moving out of your circles. Yeah. Because sometimes you can come up and you can't bring everybody along with you. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So yeah, so how I can definitely feel like I can relate this to me is, for instance, right now I feel like I'm going through a transition with business in general. Like I've been 21 years now in the salon, standing on my feet, just dealing with the clients and things like that. So I'm kind of in my transitional phase right now where I'm kind of figuring out, do I want to stay in the salon and continue to try to make money behind the chair, or am I moving on from that? And it's time for me to make a big move to say, either I'm going to step away and fully do education and fully just work on running businesses, or am I going to just scale back to what type of services it is that I'm offering? Because for the longest I've wanted to just be extension exclusive, meaning I would do away with the shampoo and style clients or the regular relaxer clients and things like that. And ultimately having to make the decision to make it make sense. Like at the end of the day, we always talk about working smarter and not harder. Right. So to me, when I give the breakdown and when I try to tell other entrepreneurs or other stylists and service-based businesses, is the money has to make sense. So when I break it down and I give them the math portion of it, like for instance, to give you guys a little math so that you guys can understand exactly what I mean. So say for instance, if a relaxer service, a relaxer or perm, it's what Black people call it, but it's really a relaxer. So a relaxer service is like $85, $95. That service typically will take about 2 hours because you got to go in the dryer with conditioner, you got to go trim, you got to get all the things. So it's pretty much a 2 hour service. So that 2 hour service is only $95. But that same 2 hours, I can do a quick leave or a pronto service that's $185. That's double the money for the same hours. Mm-hmm. So why would you continue to offer that as a service and make less money when you really could just take that off your books altogether and focus on the higher price services, so that you are, so if I took I took 5 clients that day and they were all 5 relaxers, I'm only going to walk out of the salon $500. But if I took 5 quick leave or pronto leave clients that were 185 versus the 95, I made more money. Mm-hmm. I've still seen, the same amount of clients, but I doubled my money. Or I could see less clients. I could have did 2.5 clients to make the same amount it would take me to make with that 5 clients at $95. So I always tell people, be just smart about what it is that you're doing. Don't be afraid to charge. And if your high-end services allow you to do less work and make more money, then that's the obvious choice.
Right. That makes sense.
So yeah, so a part of me is kind of once again battling with that. And I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I've been loving these other cities a little bit too. Like Chelsea has been definitely always talking about y'all need to come here, y'all need to open up another salon here, y'all need to come to Carolina. And the 2 times that I visited, I fell in love. Yeah. And then every time I go to Atlanta, I just love the culture. I love the way they're just, oh my God, it's so amazing. I love it there. And then too, I find myself always traveling there because when it comes down to education and growth, every major event where it comes down to like education and summits and things like that are always held in Atlanta. So I'm literally saying,
Are like,
yeah. So I'm literally spending money going back and forth, driving or flying and renting cars to go back and forth. And in the last 6 months, I've been there every once a month. So it's like, I might want to be moving here. I ain't even gonna lie. And it's just so nice because they're doing a lot to elevate Atlanta as well right now because they're trying to bring the World Cup back there.
okay.
So with that being said, they have to, of course, spruce up the city. So it's just looking so amazing. Everything, like we were passing by buildings yesterday and we're just like, oh my God, what is that? It's just nice. Yeah.
What would that look like for you, though, business wise?
So business wise, if what I was told in one of my latest seminars was, if your business requires you to be in it to run it, you don't have a business, you have a job. So at the end of the day,
Represent that.
yes, you don't technically have a business, you have a job because it takes you to every day to be in there. So me, but working as a stylist is still a job.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yes, I'm an entrepreneur, but ultimately the only thing right now that I can consider as a business is the salon suites, the salon suites. So the rental part of the business doesn't really require me to be there. Like we literally go once a week and do cleaning. And other than that, we go whenever we need to do a show. But at this point, I can just hire a salon manager for each location and hire a cleaning company to come through once or twice a week. And just be completely hands off. That way my business runs without me. And that means, I'm, hands off, freeing myself up to be able to do and make other opportunities. So if I was to transition or move away, I would definitely try to do what I said to be able to run the 3 salons that's here, to make sure that they run effortlessly without us here. But at the same time, probably still go to Atlanta or Carolina and open up another location so that I can only take extension and piece of clients. Because ultimately, I kind of want to scale back. I want to do less work, more money. I want to see only 3 to 5 clients a day, not 7 or 8. And at 21 years old, 21 years in, I don't want to continue. 21 years in, yes. I don't want to continue just to wear myself out because 41, that body started feeling a little different. You can tell me. Like, my number one goal right now is just to be financially stable enough to get a massage every week. A massage every week. Let me get that luxury.
But would you consider like just doing your own private suite, or would you want another full-on salon? Like, I feel like it's less responsibility if you just work. If it's just you.
Some days I wake up and be like, I don't gotta do none of this.
Right. Like, let me be a boyfriend there, or let me rip my little room, and that's all I gotta worry about.
I would. It's just all about numbers. Sometimes you end up and from a stylist perspective, sometimes depending on what you're spending for a suite, you literally can almost go and get a building. Mm-hmm. You probably let other people pay for it. Less than $1,000 short of you're $1,000 short of having a whole building. The downside of it is it takes so much to open it up with the permitting and the general contractors and all of the things you got to do to open it up. But once it's open, typically the rent that you pay, you might have 1 or 2 people in there with you, and now you got a space. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on what we find, because like I said, there's places like I know now I've been introduced to all this very like high end luxury looks and places and buildings, and like I know I would want to be in the most expensive area because I want to offer luxury extensions.
Right.
I expect clients to come in and spend $2,500 and up for their extension, so I'm gonna need to be in a suite that's probably $450 a week.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it just depends.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So when we're thinking about making the big move, it's not just financially, it's emotionally, it's mentally. So like you're preparing to, one, leave behind possible loved ones, leave behind the identity that you've established where you're already at. And that can be a lot. So, as you all may know, and if you don't know, it's because you may have been watching, but we're looking to move abroad and we are trying to get the household. We really want to be gone by the holidays. We want to spend Thanksgiving here with the family and hopefully be gone and have Christmas somewhere new. But leaving to go abroad means we are definitely giving up our identities that we've worked so hard to establish here. My husband's a DJ, pretty well known DJ. If we're going to go to Vietnam or Thailand, it is not technically a DJ anymore. It doesn't have that title, doesn't have that popularity that people could just call and be like, "Fisher, what you doing?" Or for myself in Thailand, I can't work as a nurse practitioner, and I've identified myself as a nurse practitioner. That's a part of my handles on social media. I very much so identify with my profession. And so that's like an identity crisis, that we may experience. Obviously, we still want to have like little inter, twine way of still being able to do and have those things, but it won't be so much of our daily life. So also just leaving family. Like I swear I keep trying to convince everybody. I'm always every time Toya be like, "Oh, the weekly massage." Like y'all know, I really want to be like, "You can get that for sure in Thailand." Okay. So always wanting people to come, but the hard truth of it is that everybody may not come, and we have to be able to be okay with the fact that the family is so far away. And we're on the other side of the world and possibly not being able to make it home for like emergencies or, just it's 24 hours. It's more than 24 hours away. So if something was to happen, like she keeps saying she has adult kids. So, my oldest is staying behind, possibly the middle child as well, until they're ready to transition over. So if something was to happen and I needed to be here emergently, bare minimum, it's almost 30 hours. And I would be sick the whole time trying to get back here, so it's a lot. But when you look at the trade off, I always say, Lord bless us so that we can be a blessing to others. And if we can go on and be there and have camp already set up and somebody else decide, you know what, we like what we're seeing, y'all over there doing good. We want to come to, we've already laid that foundation so that when anybody else is ready to transition over, come on, baby, let's go. We can have a whole compound over there, take over a whole neighborhood or whatever the case, but we're just taking it that way. We're changing life for us. And hopefully, if somebody else is blessed enough that they're able to come along, then they can. So, right. So, yeah, that's good. I know I definitely have played with the idea. Of course, you've heard us talk about this in most episodes that she'd like to Sisney to come on. So I've definitely played with the idea again. I always say like I would probably be open minded to it in the next 2 years because at this point, life is all about a pivot, and we talk about that all the time. When you're not as comfortable or you're not where you need to be, or feeling like you're not as as caught up to where you thought you would be or where you would like to be. Sometimes it just takes a pivot. It takes some change. It takes re-exploring or just rethinking how you might be moving and and the things that you're doing. Yeah. So like you said, yeah, a move sometimes is what's required, and a lot of times people go through that when it comes down to their jobs and opportunities. In today's world, right now, a lot of people are being relocated to other states and stuff like that. And I can imagine how hard that is as a spouse or significant other to have to come home and tell your spouse, "Hey, in order for us to continue to be able to live, I need to. My job wants me to move, like." And we just got to get up and go. And that's the kids having to move. That's the wife having to leave, her life and everything. So it's a huge sacrifice, and it's most of the time it works out. But yeah, I give 1,000% shout out to people who are willing to get to go by themselves. Yeah, like so careful, especially women. I'm low key scary, and yeah, no, yeah, because I have clients that just got up and just moved to another city, and they may have done it for a job, of course, but it was them and their kids, and they just got up and moved to another city, and I'm like, shout out to you because you gotta make friends in a whole new community, and I'm so used to my village, right? The people that's a little bit of discomfort for me, but at this
age of 41, I can see. I probably couldn't have imagined doing my 20s. 25, 30. No, I probably couldn't imagine.
So what is signing up for you to be like the signs that it's time to go?
What's more so how the economy has changed a lot. Like Florida doesn't offer the same amount of jobs, the same type of jobs, and the same pay. So you go to other states like Carolina and like even Georgia, Atlanta, and go to other places and actually have a lot more, as far as like the husband, he's CDL, he might have a lot more offers there and also higher rate pay rates.
Right.
So because Florida cost of living is so high, it doesn't really balance out. So just that alone, for him and for me, like if I go to Atlanta as a stylist in Atlanta, they down there charging $375, $400 for a sew-in. Yet here in Florida, they like to kind of try to cap it off around 250, 275. That just doesn't make sense. We're doing the exact same things. Not like they're doing anything better. It's just they put a cap on in here. So either you have to step outside and really push that envelope to say, no, I'm worth it.
No, price is my price.
Price is my price. And you're going to lose a couple people for that. And usually the people that's from your area don't understand it. But the ones that have migrated to Florida, you're like, oh, that's nothing. Right. Oh, that's nothing. How much you say? It's nothing. You know what I'm saying? So you find yourself looking for those clients that just moved in from another state or just came down from New York or just came down from up north somewhere because they understand and they kind of still see the value in what it is that you're offering at the price that you're offering. A lot of times our regular, area doesn't quite see it. You know what I'm saying? Like the guys be tripping out about paying $50 for a haircut. Right. But you go to these other states and other, cities or whatever, and they used to be paying $85 to $100 for a haircut. No problem. It's crazy. Yeah. So it's just a difference. So me knowing what I want to be and in general, I want to again lower my workload. I don't want to be in the salon 40 hours. I've definitely already scaled back to like 4 days a week. Mm-hmm. So as I continue just to grow and want to make smarter moves, and things like that, it kind of opens me up a little bit more to being able to make that type of decision. Also, the kids just being older. And like for instance, if I was to move to Atlanta, it's pretty much almost the same distance from them to travel here as to travel to Atlanta. So really make a major difference.
So I've had people ask us like, what are y'all running from or why y'all leave? And it's like, there's a difference between running from something and just moving to greater, opportunity. So for us, I ain't gonna lie, politically here, it's just, we've been sold this dream of, it's so great over here. This is the best place to be and da da da. And when you go to other places, you realize like, oh, they don't put wool over our heads all this time, or the wool over our eyes the whole time because it's not. You vision these places like this is a third world country and this da da da. But listen, these places are very much so luxurious. Okay, like so peaceful. Like it's just a calm. It's not this hustle and bustle, and it's a better quality of life. The food quality. When I tell you that fruit was so fresh, you had the fruit in Jamaica, right?
Yes.
And like Jamaica's a poor country. That fruit was so good and the food is so fresh. So it's like it's just a difference. And like the peace that came over us and the stress, I just felt like my stress was down. Like I take blood pressure medication. And it might be because I'm a high functioning stressed person, but I function in it. And the rest of us do too. It's just our survival. So I'm just functioning daily in high stress. And it just comes down. Like I don't need all the stuff. We don't have all of the y'all just don't know. I want everybody to do their research. So we're not running from anything. We just want a better quality. We want to provide more for our kids and ourselves. And we just want to be open to exploring and seeing what's out there. Doesn't mean that we may not ever come back. I highly doubt, but doesn't mean that, it is what it is. Yeah. But we're not running. We just want better.
But and when you say that about how other countries, like when you like talk about the food and stuff like that, like honestly, the healthcare and stuff like that matters as well. Like you can go to other countries and the healthcare is so different. Full body scan and touch, full everything every year. Part of your regular physical, and you would get all the doctors for every system in one day. Yes, and pay a small fraction of what we would pay and what would take us months to do here. Another thing that's been like, oh, we got to get up out of here. These these mass shootings. That is something that's very much of the U.S. Somebody shot up a church this weekend. I didn't even see it. Sometimes I literally don't even turn on the news because I just be like, ah. These people were in church and someone drove their truck into the church, shot several people, and then set church on fire. There are still people, to our knowledge, that are trapped in there, and people died. Multiple people were injured. It was just bad, and it's like we not even safe in church, right? Like, no, So no, things are just changing. Yeah. So, but my biggest thing is, like I was saying about like the medical stuff. What they allow in the U.S. to go inside of our food, and you know what I'm saying, the amount of disease and things that we deal with, like cancer, it is not as prevalent in other countries, right? Because they don't allow so much stuff to be in the food. Their healthcare is definitely different, where you can actually go see doctors. You can get full body scans. You can get here. Here, you're going to get your cervix checked when you do your monthly, your yearly women's exam, and you're going to get a breast exam or mammogram once a year. But you don't really see nothing else pop up on your body until you start having a knee backache or something is happening. Where now it's like, oh, let's do a scan, and then you finally do a scan. It's, oh, I see something. Right. Versus other countries, you can go and get a full body scan. Here, insurance is in blood work. You say, check me for everything. I want to do all the cancer markers. I want to do all of these things. I want to do my genetic testing. For here, it's like that is so expensive. Yeah, and insurance is going to push back, and they're going to know why do you need it? Yeah. Why? What is the diagnosis that requires that test? Because we're not going to pay for it, and it's expensive. It's expensive as insurance, and it's like you shouldn't get pushback on nothing. We do like colonoscopies and stool check tests and stuff like that. That's a part of some of the annual things you should do. Some doctors don't do that because, like, I went to a gynecologist, and one of them would be like, "What the black doctor? I forgot her name. She's not like Kate. Yeah, she's like, Kate Smith. I'm gonna go ahead and check. What she says? She did a finger. I said, what? No one has ever done that. What are we doing? And she was the only one out of all the years that said that. I'm so scared. And then she didn't do it next. Like when I went, I was like anticipating, like, oh, next year, no, she didn't do it. And then she didn't do it. I was like, oof. But she was the only one, and I don't know, it's because she was black and she just felt like cancer is like, a major thing that she wanted to check it. And I appreciated that, to be honest. But I still felt like, girl, what? Don't trick me and stuff like this. Like, I wasn't expecting. But I still, once again, appreciate it. But that's what bothers me the most about our country is not only this is not really the land of the free, but the way we are not taken care of. But yet we pay so much in taxes and we have to do so much to be here. But yet we're not the priority. And this whole class thing, there's no middle class and lower class and the rich and the poor. There's one class at this point. There's two. There's rich and there's poor. Exactly. And that's what it's gonna be. Yeah, it's gonna continue to be that way. So so that bothers me the most. So sometimes I'm like, dang, I think I might need to jump on the bandwagon with sis and get on the out of here because it just don't make sense. It's just a lot, and this is like a topic that I can stay on for a very long time. But of course, we don't have all that time. I would love to like see comments though. Like if y'all got comments and stuff and things that y'all are worried about and want to talk about, like let's open the discussion. I am definitely not, anything that is like we're talking now, this would be considered like I ain't gonna even say the word, but this is like anti things, so I ain't gonna say it because they might pick that up in the algorithm or something. So but the freedom to even just sit here and talk about the way we're feeling can be frowned upon. Yeah. And that's so scary to me that we don't have those freedoms now to
voice our opinions, our fears, and our concerns without it being like backlash. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna talk about it. Yeah, yeah. I feel it. Feel that, sis. So big thing for us though, the cost of living is a big driving force. Our money is almost 3 times the amount there, so we're millionaires there. We can live very, very comfortably, maybe a millionaire. Okay, okay. So we can live very comfortably there, and do bare minimal things to sustain a very comfortable life, and that's really important too. Yeah, yeah. Okay, and also, like, do you feel like emotional support or support for your family is making the decision a little bit easier for you? Like when you have a backing of everybody saying, "Okay, we with y'all, we understand why y'all want to go," or what if y'all had like no support? Everybody saying, "No, don't go." We must still be leaving. I'm sorry. I feel like everybody they're supportive, but they're nobody is 100%. Everybody's like, oh, well, I guess like I get to ask all the questions they need to ask you, and we answer them, and then they're like, well, I guess I feel a little bit better about it, but I know deep down in their soul, like it's hard to know that your family member isn't like right there. Yeah. You know, I can't drive 6 hours, 8 hours, and you're there. Mm-hmm. So I know that that's hard for us. It's hard for everybody. Right. So I feel like everybody's about 70% okay, but they're just reserving that 30 just so that we don't feel guilty about it. But we feel it. We know y'all. We still going. I'm sorry. We're still in the grandbabies. Right. I feel like with the technology of like FaceTime and stuff like that, it makes it easier because like when y'all were gone for the month, it's like we FaceTime all the time. Now we never FaceTime when you're in Orlando like that, unless I'm calling to speak to my niece. But we pretty much don't FaceTime like that. Well, we're not young. Right. We're not the youngest, so we're not FaceTiming each other all the time. But while y'all was gone, it was just like every day, like, oh, it's 9 o'clock. It's 9 p.m. my time. That means 9 a.m. for them. Let me go ahead and FaceTime them and see what they're doing while I'm, getting ready for bed or I'm cooking dinner. So it made it a little bit easier technology these days and the way that we're able to communicate makes it easier now. If it was back in the days that we had to be writing letters, oh yeah, that would be long distance phone calls and can't be on the phone for too long because it's the long distance. That would be very hard. Yeah. But being that we already don't see each other every day, like I know you're around, right? But technically, if you 10 minutes away and I still don't make it to your house every week, so that's what helps me wrap my head around it is I know you're gonna call and I can FaceTime you and if I get these businesses in order, then I can actually do a little bit more traveling. Come on, and go ahead and be there at least twice a year. And then y'all would be here once or twice a year. So right. It'll work out. We do post a lot too, like just so that everybody can see we're okay, we're having fun, this is nice, we're enjoying it. And it's not so much to be like, you can put on for social media, but it'd be like legit experiences, like because I call them and say the same thing, like, we had this today, we did that, da da da. So yeah, I was looking forward to that too. Yeah, I'll wake up and be like, let me see what's more posted. Right. Let me live through her because I'm trying to live through her life. I tell all my clients, please let me live through your life. Okay. Whenever you go on vacation, please post. What are you doing? Like, I'd be so pissed off. What are you doing with yourself? Why did you not post? Like, every time I'm out of town, y'all like that too. I'm like, let me see what Toy done. Club Bucky's this weekend was lit. Yeah, that was the color. It was on slow every time I went twice in a weekend. I was like Club Bucky's. But yeah, but girl, I got so many comments because I'm like, what y'all want from the store? I know people was commenting. Your got like 5 bags of the nuggets. Yeah, love those Bucky nuggets. I haven't been to Bucky's yet. Amazing. Needless to say, yeah. So another thing about moving, like building your community and networking with new people. I know you've already kind of made some connections or some groups. Mm-hmm. So like how so they definitely do like meetups. Okay. And they do have chats and they have all kind of things. Like they just like we here. So it's like, y'all, let's get together. Let's hang out. I'm not saying that that's for everybody, but like definitely I've been in contact with people already. We text, they comment on my post, like, man, when you get here, we're gonna be good. Or we're doing the same thing. I posted today that I was studying for the stock trade and a young lady that her wife are over there. They actually just got their visas approved. She was like, "Yeah, we've been doing this for like a year. Let me know if you have any questions, girl." Da da da. She's in the medical field too, so she's like, "Girl, we can take over Chiang Mai." I'm like, "I'm ready." So like we're just ready. And like I said, the meetups, even with the kids, and that's important to me. Like for them to have their community. Aaliyah wants to do Muay Thai training, so she can be boxing. And I did post her little practice boxing here. Daddy, so kiss me. Yes, don't kiss me. Kiss me. Yeah. That girl be wanting, she wanting little boy attention already. Oh, right. What I want to do. So yeah, like definitely you join groups. And I'm just open. I'm just trying to be more open than I have been because here I've been in my comfort zone, so I am a little closed off. And it's just gonna be a change, and I'm gonna adapt.
So you better learn how to make new friends, girl. Don't take me struggle with that.
I sure do.
As an adult,
I'm gonna do it though. Yeah. You like my sister?
yes, because I'm good with the networking and I can make some new friends. I was making new friends this weekend. I was like, follow me on social media. Matter of fact, you're new to Atlanta. Oh, follow my niece.
Yeah.
She eats with joy. Like I was putting it down. And then we ended up going to a speakeasy. You guys, if y'all don't know, my favorite niece, oldest niece, eats with joy. I'm always posting her on social media, but she's like the bomb.com. I don't know
that's such an old thing to say.
So old, but my girl is my girl. And every time we're in Atlanta, she's always doing like she does like food reviews and just reviews, and I just be so proud of her. But she always invites us like, Auntie, where we going? What we doing? So this time she took us to our first speakeasy, and that was so cute. Like it was it's called the Red Phone Booth, or yeah, the Red Phone Booth. And you go in and you have to enter the code, like dial the number, and then the door opens.
It's like an old fashioned phone.
Yes, old fashioned photo booth,
like a rotary.
So cute. So yeah, it was really cute. And we were there. She was catching her content and doing all her recording. It's so cute. Her picking up the spoon and letting the swirling the noodles and catching the camera. And I'm over there just recording behind the scenes of everything. Yeah, because it's just so cute to see her in her element. But yeah, I forgot where I was going with that. But
we're making like friends and stuff.
Oh, okay. Yes. So yes, while we were there, it was another influencer there that was with her. That's one of her friends, and she was so cool. Like she was sitting on the couch with us, and she was like, "No, I'm part of the throuple," because it was me and the host and her on the couch. I was like, "Girl, but you cute though, girl. Come on over here, and be with us." But like we joked around, we had a good time. And I ended up following her, and now we friends because she was super cool. So I know like I'll be following her page, I'll be shouting her out, and she gonna be doing the same thing. So I just it's all about meeting new people and networking and doing all of the things.
So what you gonna do if Mama move to Thailand with us?
I'm coming.
Because Mama keeps saying like, yeah, let me retire next year because she's to retire, and her hubs needs to get on board because she kind of falling off of the idea. She like he need to figure it out.
Yeah,
I'm going.
Yeah, once the kids are grown and out the house, especially with boys or whatever, they plan on doing military stuff anyway, so they're really not to be nowhere near. So yeah, hopefully I want that for her. Yeah, I really want that for her. I'm ready for her to live the soft life. I feel like Mom has been to go hard as her our whole life. Yes, I want her to live the soft life at this point. I want you to go on, be the best you. And I definitely want you off some feet. I do not want you doing hair and still thinking about working and dealing with clients and all of the things like this. Thailand is the move. How can we get you there? Okay. Tell her to leave her y'all.
I will take her. Okay.
So that's it. So you guys remember we talked about doing one book a week. This weekend I can definitely say I didn't get my hours in on my book because I was just engulfed in the whole weekend of in the experiences that I was there, there to be a part of. So I literally absorbed everything I need to absorb for the day. Sometimes you can absorb too much information. Mm-hmm. It's like information overload. So on my ride back, it was kind of like decompress and just kind of chill. I didn't want to do Audible book or listen to anything. But today I did get back on my Audible book. So I am probably only 2 hours away from finishing my book for this week. And then I'll be on to my next. The current book for this week is Rise and Grind, again by Damian John. Sometimes I find my books by Audible just recommending the next book that you should probably listen to based off of the things you've listened to before. And since his is kind of more of a series, it just made sense for me to go along with it. So far it's really good. So I have no complaints. And y'all know I'm listening to it on 1.5, almost 2. So I will be done with it probably tomorrow because I like to listen to my audio books right. Like, but I can understand every word you said. So I had to text the people today on my course, like, is there a way for me to speed this up? Because I will put them up on too. It'd be okay. It's so funny because me and the hubs are doing a course together online right now, and I sped it up like 0.5. Like that's barely right. Barely noticeable. It's not even Chipmunk's voice. I need to get the Chipmunk so bad. I was looking at him like police. Police. Scary. Like I'm not gonna do this course with you if we can't at least get to 1.5. Like you ain't got to get to 2 to start. Like, how do you listen slow? Like people understand. First of all, it's harder for me to understand talk to me too slow because I'm kind of almost uninterested. It's just like, for instance, if I go to McDonald's and I place my order and I say I want a double cheeseburger and this and this and this and that, I don't ramp it off my order. When they start reading it back to me, I don't know what they say. For some reason, what do you mean? I have no clue what they're saying to me. It's like they're speaking a whole other language. I don't know if they're talking too slow because they're trying to make sure they get it right, but I can't understand what they say. I'll be like, yeah, whatever you said, yeah. And I'm just like, maybe it's because I really do speed everything, girl. So, and I just be kind of like, and I hate when they don't have the screen up, like put the screen up because I don't know what she's doing. Like, yeah, I don't know what she said to me right now, and I'm just like, yeah, whatever you said, if that sounds about right, because it's just like, this is insane. It's so dumb. I was like, something is wrong with me when it comes out of that because I don't know what they be saying at all. It's crazy. Well, my thing is like the guy. I mean, he's teaching the course and he like repeating himself and then he'll go real slow, give an example, and then repeat himself. I'm like, I'm not. And just he likes to sum up what he just told. Right, and I get it for those who learn slow or just listen slow. But I need you to. I got it the first time you said it, so I'm gonna need you to get through this. So let me speed this up. And girl, that thing will not speed up. Mm-hmm. So yeah. Okay, so did you give a shout out? So no, I have not been reading the book. Y'all know I'm studying my class. I'm reading my Bible. Listen, the Bible app has all these things. It's still got like videos. Yeah, New Testament, Old Testament videos, full summaries, thousands of videos. Anyway, but I've been in my Bible, and shouts out to my pastor, PDSJ, at TKC of Orlando. He talked about discernment this week, and I felt like it hit hard with me. It was so like, especially because we're in the in between and we're trying to figure it out. And I've said before that I have a problem with knowing my voice and his voice. So he preached about like discernment and just knowing when to move and when to do things, right? So points he made was knowing the difference between oppression and opportunity and even possibility of like manipulation or ministry. Mm-hmm. So, and just have to be able to discern. Right. And that's something I pray about all the time. I feel like husband or husband has a good amount of discernment, like he can dream things come to him in its clarity and it comes full circle. And for me, I'd be like, is that my voice? Is that me? Am I talking to myself? Mm-hmm. Am I encouraging myself? Or was that you, God? So I still struggle with that, but shout out to my pastor, y'all. TKC Orlando. He's getting real popular. Go ahead and follow. And you guys, that's the Kingdom Church if you don't know what TKC is. It's the Kingdom Church. KingdomChurch.com if you want to watch it online. You guys, sermons are amazing. That's our pastor. He graduated high school with us, so that's like, it's just so cool just to see like somebody our age. Right. It makes it so relatable and he's so down to earth, so cool. His wife is cool. The whole ministry is cool. Yes. On top of that, he's a businessman. Yes. He's an entrepreneur and he's really big on teaching his members about money and finances and credit and all of the things. So he's not only worried about your soul, he's worried about your life. Right. Like he doesn't want you to have a life all together. Like good sense of humor. Like we see him there laughing. Yeah. So super cool, super dope. Love the guy. But it's so funny that you talked about that. This probably just be a long episode, you guys, But you talked about hearing God's voice, and it's so funny. When we were in Carolina 3 weeks ago, we were sitting down at dinner and we were having a conversation with Chelsea. Chelsea's like a little sister to me. She's like I was her mentor, but sometimes she mentors me. And the roles are kind of starting to switch because she's just so mature and she's so I just love her. always super duper positive. But she always talked. Well, we were talking about hearing God's voice, and I was like, I've never heard God's voice. I don't even know what it sounds like. Is it going to be like a deep voice? Is it like what is it? Right. So she kind of broke it down to the hubs, and they were having a very deep conversation because my husband loves like real intellectual conversation. So I was just there as a fly on the wall listening because they kind of just told me some scriptures and stuff, and I was just like, oh, okay. You know, but it was nice to hear everything. But she was just talking about how sometimes you don't hear God's voice because the noise around you is so loud. Right. So sometimes it takes a lot of prayer. It takes fasting. It takes, the other things that where you're doing to actually put in more time with him, and you're asking for him to silence everything around you. Right. So she said sometimes God is talking, but you can't hear him. So you need to ask him to turn that volume down so that everything else around you quiets down so that it's very clear when you hear. And then she said, of course, sometimes when she felt like she was talking to you, like, now God says you talking to me, I need to give me a real sign. Like, make it something real obvious. And then she might jump online or she might see something that's just like, wow, it's just exact, placement or, something that made it very clear. Yeah. That, okay, I hear you. I got you. Yeah, so David said something like that too. Like, it's your connection and if you're having intimate time with God, is that and your relationship. So you need to draw closer and be intentional about your time with him. And the closer you draw to him, the more you hear. Yes. And it's clearer that you're hearing from him. So right. Yeah. When you're further apart, there's that space and there's, all the opportunities for all the extra stuff in between. So yeah, that yeah. I was like, that makes sense. Yeah. When she said it, I was like, dang, okay, I get it. I get that. So that's why you see the people that's always praying. They have a regular schedule. They get up in the mornings, they pray. They might spend time in the evening reading their Bibles. They take the time to fast when things are not going good or they're trying to make a huge decision. People always say step away and spend time in your Bible, right? Or fast, or say do these things. And that's pretty much saying I need to separate myself a little bit from the noise, and I need to get real focused so that I can hear my teacher teach me, or I can hear what I need to hear, and it be very clear. So that was dope. That's what they're trying to do lately. So yeah. So again, you guys, thank you guys for watching us. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for the love. Thank you, family, because all of the family have been watching the podcast. We absolutely did, y'all. It's so funny. They kind of act like we celebrities. I'm like, we are not even big at all, but we got like 102 subscribers. Like, we're getting there. Okay, 898 to go. Exactly. But we still appreciate you guys. So definitely share with a friend. Of course, continue to check us out every Wednesday at 7 p.m. because we will be here. Even when she leaves to go to Thailand, we still will find a way to continue to shoot the podcast. At the end of the day, we want to be an inspiration to others. We want to let others know that the things that you go through you're not alone. And it's a part of humor. It's part of being alive. It's part of life, right? The things that we go through, you're not alone in the things that you're going through. So keep your head up, keep shooting for the stars, keep going, keep trying, keep pushing, and never give up. And as always, follow us on all social medias at Twinspired Pod everywhere. And then our personal pages, I'm Latora NP. And I am Toya Indy. And yeah. So let's go ahead and finish out. We want to go ahead and do our regular, what are we going to call it? Our slogan. It's not a slogan. It's our mantra. It's a mantra, yeah. So we might not have it all figured out, but together we're figuring it out. One laugh, one lesson, one episode at a time. Thank you guys. Bye.